Hello and welcome back to Song Surveys on Sofas with Superheroes, the sub-series. So last week I did a new song, so this week is an old school song, and I can't believe I only have like 3 more of these left. It's crazy to me. Also, really sorry this was late. I hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving weekend. Mine was crazy busy. I thought I might have a chance to record it before the end of the weekend, but unfortunately I didn't, so you guys are getting it today. So the song today is, or this week, I should say, is What It Feels Like by Lola Ray. Such a small band. Saw them live like a really long time ago. So fantastic. So many good memories with their songs. Love them to pieces. So pumped about this song. Wish it had blown up. It should have. And not even just this song. A couple other of their songs were fantastic. So great. All right, so this song in particular, What It Feels Like, starts with a full sounding guitar and drums, and then the guitar kind of drops out and you get this percussion with like a much less sounding guitar. It's almost like it's like being plucked instead of strummed. And again, I am not a guitar player, so maybe you're listening to this and being like, what? But that's at least the kind of impression I get. You do get this like subtle guitar thing going on in the background, but a lot of it is percussion. So in the first verse, it talks about wearing miniskirts and a tiny shirt, but my favorite line is, my slow motion silhouette, my ain't no one say what's wrong with me. And so definitely double negative there, and as a speech pathologist, but I kind of like that line that no one's like telling this person what's wrong with them, and I feel like whether it's through being polite or especially in this situation in particular, the song is very has a lot of sexual meanings and is definitely about that subject. So I think that kind of happens a lot too, is that people are too afraid to kind of talk about things like that. So it's just definitely an interesting line. But what I really love is my slow motion silhouettes. I just like love the idea of what that could mean, and just the image that you get of this kind of like distorted image moving in slow motion. So what does that mean for the actual object as it's moving? And you think slow motion, sometimes it's like when bad things are about to happen or interesting things are about to happen. So again, I really love just the idea of a shadow, like this, like already, like I said, distorted figure kind of being in this slow motion, and then what does that mean for the actual thing that's making that shadow. So I really like that line. I think there's a lot of layers to it, and I just, again, I really like thinking about what that could mean and kind of what that would look like. So I really like that. Then the first part ends in a hey, and pretty much every verse or part of the verse ends with that hey. And love it. It's definitely like a little subtle touch, but it pulls you in so well. So I really like that. And so you get this full guitar and an added bass line, which drops like right before the next part of the verse starts, and just for like a few seconds. And so I love the first line of the next part. So you think that I'm perfect when I scream a little softer. So much love how the word softer is saying to begin with. It's almost like they separated the word softer into 3 different syllables. In the middle, you get like this a little bit like higher pitch. So good. So good. And then the line is just like super amazing too. And like I had just talked about, right? A lot of people kind of don't talk about things that happen in the bedroom. And so the idea that this person has now been like subjected to criticism and is like still with this person. And so again, I just feel like there's so many layers in just this one tiny little line. The fact that they've had a conversation about it, they've like continued, and the person has been like, well, like maybe a little, no, that's not quite right, a little bit softer. Like, I don't know, just so interesting to me, and just such a like subject that I just feel like a lot of people kind of would rather not talk about, and just kind of almost would rather have a not perfect experience just to spare the person that they're with bad negative feelings. But yeah, so just an interesting line. Really love like the concept overall. So then this part of the verse ends again with that hey, like I said before, and the music is full again, and it goes right into the chorus, which is 2 parts. And really love the differences in the chorus for sure. So the first part says, you ask me what it feels like. I say that I don't know better. Touch me where you want to. I'm a virgin with a problem. So when this song came out and I was listening to it hardcore in high school, I knew that the word was problem, but I always just thought it would have been fun to play around with maybe a virgin with a brothel, just because that was definitely, like, again, sort of an interesting take, I guess, and you would still have a problem if you had a brothel as a virgin. I don't know, I just thought maybe it would be like a little bit more fun, but I knew it was problem. I just always was like secretly hoping, I was like, maybe it would be brothel and that would be so fun. It would just add another layer, and I think that would be pretty cool. But it doesn't, it's problem, and I still like it with problem. I think it's fine, it just, you know, brothel would have been a little bit better, I think. Anyway, so then the second part of the chorus is, the last two lines are the same, but so the first two lines are, and I ask what it feels like. I say that I don't know better. And then again, you get that touch me where you want to. I'm a virgin with a problem. I love how the first two lines are very similar, but the pronouns are kind of switched around, and the meaning is definitely different as well. So it's not just a pure switching of the pronouns, but I just kind of love that you get the what it feels like and like know better. And so I really, really love that. I think it's a really smart choice. And again, it definitely makes that kind of repetition of the chorus, or at least the parts of the chorus, really interesting. And I really, really love that. Great choice. So yeah, definitely love that. So then you get a full sounding music transition before the music drops for the second verse, which is the similar music to the second verse, which is similar to the music in the first verse. And there's only one part to the second verse this time. And so it talks about how he wants to be put in painful situations. And the one that I like is, and I want to be chopped up into tiny little pieces. And there's this little tiny pause between into and then tiny little pieces. So good. Really, again, just like love that image of like tiny little pieces, but then also the way it's saying, it definitely makes it super interesting. And that line is immediately followed by like just such great lines. I'll tell you what it feels like. The loneliest song minus all the words. Oh, God, I love, 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 love that line so much. So I first of all love that it brings back the I'll tell you what it feels like. So that's from the chorus, and it kind of brings it back in that second verse. But just the idea of the loneliest song minus the lyrics, like the loneliest song isn't bad enough with the lyrics, and then to pull those out, it makes it so much like sadder and just so much worse. I love that line. I never like used to use it before, but now I feel like I'm gonna definitely pull that out at some point and reference it. So good, so good, so good, so good. I love it, I love it, I love it. Really love that line. And then again, that ends with a hey, hey. So the music then goes right back into the chorus with the same music that it had before for the first chorus. And but this time the one difference is at the end, the last word problem is held, and then the music shifts like right into the bridge. And so I love the line, give yourself to me, you're better on your knees. And I like that line because again, it kind of like has somewhat of a double meaning. So not the give yourself to me part, which I love when yourself is like just a little bit saying different and held. So I like that. But the on your knees part, right? So obviously there has a sexual meaning to it, but also like it could just be like that someone is like begging desperately. And so I don't know, I just kind of like that there's like a little bit of a double meaning there, play on words. You can kind of see it as two different things. So I really like that. And then so after that line, you get a music transition for the second half of the bridge. And I really like this because there's a shift. And so like a lot of the words in the bridge are held and like really sang, and they sound different, especially in the second half of the bridge. But I really, really like how just the whole bridge shifts, especially when you get to the end. It's very story-esque, this song becomes, even though it doesn't seem that way at the beginning, but when listening to it again and really thinking about how the music is at the beginning, and then you get this like really, really different shift in bridge, and even the first half to the second half, and then you get this ending, and yeah, so it definitely kind of completes the story, and I really do love that about the bridge. So yeah, so then after that you get a percussion transition and it goes back into the chorus. But this time what I love is, so instead of having that sound of the chorus that you had for the first two, you just get the guitar at first, and then like 2 lines in, you get the percussion comes back in. So I thought that was a really great choice. And again, any little subtle difference in the chorus when it's repeated pretty much verbatim is awesome. So I love that there was a little bit of a change, especially after this like powerful and different bridge. And so then after that, you kind of get the outro, I guess is what it would be called. And I really love the outro. I think it's wonderful. I think the music is great. I think the lyrics are great. I think the way that it's all put together on top of each other is fantastic. And so the lyrics are, the first half is, oh, the games you play, oh, the things you say. But as you start each lyric, you get oh, and then you get the hey, hey in the background. Such a smart choice. Like, just love that choice so much. Really, really great. And then again, you get that hey, hey for oh, the things you say, right? And as that line starts, you get that background hey, hey. So really love that. And then after that, you get keep talking to me, love. I could care less either way, but. And then you get the same lines, oh, the games you play, oh, the things you say, followed by just trying to let go everything I should have known. Sorry, everything I should have known now. So when they sing now, they sing it like, they break it into 2 different syllables. It's like now, or now, I guess, yeah, 2, 3, now, 2. Love it. It sounds so good. It's definitely a great way to just like, boom, end the song. And so I know that I'm talking about how it's sang, and I really do love how it's sang. And I really like the music, and how it was all put together. Love the hey heys, think it's so good in the background. But now let's actually talk about the lyric part. So I love the sudden change in attitude, right? And again, this is where that like really different bridge kind of makes this now suddenly you're like, oh wait, this is actually kind of a story, right? You get this beginning where this person is like self-conscious and, you know, like this virgin with a problem, and then all of a sudden you get this bridge, and then it's like, boom, you get these like this outro that just makes you think like, okay, this situation has definitely changed and things have definitely been different for this person now. So yeah, so I love the sudden change in attitude. And, you know, again, we go back to that first verse, right? They were criticized, and I just kind of love that now they just don't even care. Like, I could care less. I'm just going to do whatever I want. And again, especially after now this person has, I'm assuming, gained the experience and is no longer a virgin with a problem. It's definitely like, yeah, the person just like doesn't, yeah, you can say whatever you want. I don't even care anymore. Like, I have so much experience. And so I think that's just like an interesting concept in general, especially because, you know, you feel like you've kind of gained this experience. And so kind of now you like know, but then there's other experiences that you haven't had yet. So I don't know, it's just like super interesting to me. And yeah, the whole I should have known better, like now you know like a little bit more. And I think that happens a lot just in life in general, right? You kind of are unfamiliar, a virgin to a certain experience. You know, people tell you things and people say things, but you don't really know, you know, you don't, like just the lines in the, in the chorus where he talks about, you know, I don't know what it feels like. I ask you what it feels like. I say that I don't know better and stuff like that. And just, again, definitely with that one aspect of life, but in other aspects too. And then, so, you know, you might talk to people, or you might get an idea from somewhere, movie, show, song, someone else doing it. And then you kind of experience it. And now you're like this expert and you're like, oh, well, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like, I know what I'm doing now. So I don't know, just interesting. And again, I love how the song kind of became a story. So I think that was really great. And yeah, so let me know what you think. Have you ever heard of Lola Ray? Do you love them? Is this your first time listening to them? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week with a new one. Bye.